God, I really hope I know what I'm doing playing this. Hey there, friendos, Fredo Supreme, the American Dream here, and today I am playing Dead or Alive 2 Hardcore, the first Dead or Alive game I have ever played. Not entirely sure why I didn't just go right to 5, considering I have consoles working for it.
Now, this is not a simple combat championship. I don't think you commoners can handle it. Your mouth shut!
Okay. If you could hear anything over the admittedly awesome music, it's that the English voice acting in this game is not great, to say the least. And I'm pretty sure that's one of the reasons why it took until Dead or Alive 5 to get English voice acting back in the game.
I won't hold the back, man. Don't take me lightly, young man.
Maybe it made more sense in Japanese.
I heard Project Epsilon is a game.
What? No. What is Project Epsilon?
It seems like you are no longer under mind control. Brace yourself.
Okay, Helena's voice acting seems halfway decent. I mean, it is justifiable though, since out of all the voice actors in this game, Helena's is the only one I recognize. She's voiced by Zoe Galvez, who also voiced Leon Zing in the second and third Siphon Filter games, and she did a good job in those games. Hey, mole rat. That mole rat looked like a giant Cheeto. But yes, getting back to my point, the English voice acting in this game is kind of bad from what I heard.
How dare you, swindler!
Case in point, I'm pretty sure Kasumi's VA was trying a little bit too hard to sound like a plucky anime girl, and she ended up sounding like a 10-year-old in the process.
You came all the way here?
That is an awkward sentence.
No, you killed my mother.
And suddenly I am understanding what Matt McMuscles meant when he played Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate on the Xbox and mentioned that all of the female character models, at least, looked a little bit too anime-ish from what I can tell. I mean, I'm just paraphrasing what he said, but it's something that I'm glad was deep-sixed in the 5th game. I haven't played the 5th game yet, but I have seen footage of it and 6, and I do know that they try to make slightly more realistic character models in those games, which is weird considering how unrealistic some of the physics in this game series can be. But enough about me complaining about how realistic and unrealistic, and in general how hokey certain things in these games are. I'm just gonna do a quick story mode playthrough of a character and see how well I do, if I can make a video out of this game or not. On a side note, this is one of the loudest games I have ever played, because without my commentary spiking the game audio into the red zone, it's already going up like 3/4 of the game audio meter on the Game Capture HD software. Yeah, this is gonna be a very loud game. Okay, who do I want to be today? Who do I want to be? Who do I want to be today? Maybe be just like someone voiced by a Zoe. Yeah, I like those colors more. Just like somebody voiced by a Zoe.
I won't have any mercy, even for a woman.
This is going to be a good match.
Yeah, I can't say the same about Bass's voice acting. He sounds way too southern. Whoa, this is not good. Whoa, geez, that is an impressive hold, mate. Ooh, French bitch slap, y'all. Ooh, nicely done, ma'am. Kicking ass with a lot of class. That's Helena for you, kids.
Winner! It isn't you.
Yeah, he's not the most frustrating dude I'll have to fight in this game.
Did you wait long?
I cannot lose.
Okay, those quotes did sync up pretty well. Even if it was completely accidental. Oh, nicely done, actually.
You in my house now.
Okay, do not let him hit me off the ledge. Whoa. You hear was dropping, y'all.
KO! Winner! You are not the one.
Got that right. He couldn't even knock me off a ledge. He sure ain't the one for me, ma'am. Toughest opponent, I mean. Why am I convinced that the singing in this clip is from a royalty-free opera album or something? Whoa! Just like Hitman Blood Money. Classically executed. Okay, that was kind of a tasteless joke. Her mom did just get capped and all.
Hello. You're not my concern. Get ready.
I'm searching for the man who killed my mother. Or a person in general. It can be anybody. And that's all I know about Shenmue. I'm searching for the man who killed my father. That line. Yeah, turbo leg, ma'am. To a turbo bitch slap.
KO. Winner! Did you think that you could defeat me?
Man, I got legs like a freaking Ferrari. Kicking million miles a minute.
Epsilon was a failure.
What do you know? What is Project Epsilon?
It seems like you are no longer under mind control. Brace yourself. Get ready.
Okay, Iron's VA is a little bit stilted, but again, Helena's is pretty good. Not bad, Zoe Galvez. I wonder if you're still voice acting. Whoa. Okay, his voiceovers are not exactly very good, but at least he can hit me like a Mack truck. Whoa, he canceled out some of the damage. I'm actually pretty good at this, and all I'm doing is spamming random buttons. Is this what it's like to be Edgy Berserker?
You are not acting like a master. What is this tournament worth to you?
Money. It can save someone's life.
I see. I can buy that.
Well then, what are you looking for in this tournament?
None of your business. Get ready.
Okay, Helena really sounded like Leon when she said none of your business. Whoa, he actually countered my throw for a little bit in the first one. Damn, for an old man, he's a bad boy. He ain't somebody to mess with. Damn, well, maybe this game has one of them dynamic difficulty thingamabobbies.
You lose.
Lazy bones!
I won't disagree with that statement, sir.
Shall I start?
You're not my concern.
Again, pretty synchronized intro quotes there. Completely unintentional, but still. Whoa, I didn't even mean to do that counter throw. But still, not bad. On a side note, why does it look like we are fighting in a favela in Sao Paulo?
Only victory can bring me to the truth.
That is an interesting statement, Leon, but I don't think it answers my question.
You came all the way here?
You.
Well, who knows?
You killed my mother. Get ready.
Okay, I take it back. Ayane's voice acting is a little bit hokier than Kasumi's. Whoa, jeez. I'm sorry, ma'am. Sorry for saying that you sounded hokier than someone else in this game. It's an early 2000s English dub of a Japanese game. This is kind of before voice acting took off.
You lose.
Hey, you didn't have time to sing.
You call me a fat lady? Oh, you done said the wrong thing, ma'am. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. Well, bad news. I don't see Nia Jax here. So, it appears we're going to have to wait a little bit for the show to begin, and I am getting owned. Damn, nice flip, actually. I'll be right back, folks.
Get out of my way.
Get ready.
Helena didn't even have a comeback for that. Okay, apparently holding back is a very viable strategy. Sometimes. Got her! Okay, that is probably what it feels like to be Edgy Berserker, getting whooped several times in a fighting game. And it appears Helena even got revenge for her dead mother. Not bad, ma'am, not bad.
Everything is my delusion.
I assume your voice acting was also part of said delusion, sir. Again, I'm aware that this is early 2000s, and voice acting was still not very hot, but still. Still, I can't really, avoid mentioning it now. It's the elephant in the room, kids. And sometimes you need to bring it up. Damn, this guy can even counter my throws. Interesting. Oh, damn. He even vaporwaved me. Okay, looks like he actually kind of noticed my attack string going off. Okay, if he's trying to swipe, try to avoid advancing on him. And Tengu appears to be an SNK caliber boss. Suddenly I am getting flashbacks to fighting Azazel in Tekken 6. This is not good. I'm probably gonna cut this out unless I have a really lucky run.
Get ready, fight!
Disintegrate!
Ooh, didn't even know how to do that. Counter throw, nice. Nicely done, ma'am. Nicely done, Helena. Kicking ass with a lot of class. That'd be your tagline if you were a wrestler. Or catchphrase, that's what I meant to say. She won the battle and the sunshine returns to the area. Oh, almost thought she was lighting a cigarette there for a second. Heard a lighter clink. It was just her locket. And she feels she avenged her mom's. Happy ending. And by the way, I am aware that Ayane was not Helena's mother's assassin. That was actually Christy. I actually read the TV tropes pages for these games. That was an interesting game. Definitely a little bit tricky once you get to the penultimate and final stages. Really don't like me those cheap bosses in fighting games. Especially ones that kind of have moves that you don't have. Looking at you, Azazel, and your under-the-ground fang spike thingamabobby attacks. Don't know what else to call them. But getting back to this game, I apologize if I sounded like I was complaining non-stop about this, but I actually do think this is a pretty fun game, all things considered. Even if I don't really know how to play it for the most part, I still had fun just pulling off sick moves. You might even say that the appeal of fighting games is kind of the same as the appeal of extreme sports games. You can bust sick tricks and get effing ripped as much as you want. Hey, there's Zoe Galvez. Wonder how many of these other voice actors and actresses were in other works after this game. I'll have to check IMDb later. I am adding this part on as an afterthought, seeing as I thought my initial playthrough of the game was a little bit dank, so I decided to try my hand at the tag team mode, see if I could make something out of that. And my Helena game seemed a little bit janky, so I'm just going to pick Tina and Bass, Jamie Presley and Kevin Nash, if any of you saw the Dead or Alive movie, which is one of the reasons why I'm kind of interested in this series in the first place, because I saw the movie, thought it was hokey, and was completely down with that.
I'm coming.
Get ready!
Yeah, super swag tag team intro. Whoa! I see you're still a little bit zippy, Ayane.
Yep!
Okay, please stop doing the... stop trying to set up for the belly-to-back suplex. Now this I'm completely down with. Oh, I forgot. Can't do a grab from midair. Hello, ma'am. I am here for my run back.
You're gonna get
Whoa! I did not know I could do a stomp as Bass. That was actually kind of impressive.
It's power that counts!
Now that is a very cool victory animation. Like something I imagine Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch doing. When that kind of comparison is applied to Bass and Tina, I just realized that it sounds kind of creepy in hindsight. Pretend I said it looked like something Alexa Bliss and Braun Strowman did during the Mixed Match Challenge. Hit him with that Yakuza kick, mate. I'm still just impressed that I can do a stomp move with Bass. Maybe he might be my main if I get Dead or Alive 5 and he gets that move. Okay, you know what? Okay, you've had your fun. time for retroactive Lacey Evans to do the thing. And I just realized that trying to do that one throw move never works for me, at least. The reason I compare Tina to Lacey Evans right now is partially because Tina's VA in this game kind of makes her sound a little retroactively kind of like Lacey Evans. Honestly, if the Dead or Alive movie were made nowadays, and I imagine she could play Tina as opposed to Jamie Presley. I mean, I'm not saying that Jamie Presley did a bad job portraying Tina. I'm just saying some things just remind you of other things once you think about it a little bit too much. Okay, bootleg Bruce Lee is a little bit OP. Hey, that kind of rhymed. Ooh, look at you with all your flips and whatnot. Man, everyone is coming from everywhere, getting blasted all over. I mean, I'm gonna cut this line out. Definitely tag out here. Bring in the big boy. Okay, this team is pretty dangerous. Sorry, ma'am. Your dress is really cool, but it does not stand up to sheer American strength. I am a real American, fighting for the rights of every man and woman. Fight for what's right. Fight for your life. I would put a bar of that song in here, but I don't know if that'll trip any copyright things or whatnot.
Shall I start?
I'm taking on one of the people I played as last night. Alright, old man. Show me what you're working with. Ooh, I did an Asuka butt charge on her. Damn. Well, Tina is wrestling royalty, so I figure she can do a butt charge. It's only appropriate after all. Ooh, my first attempt at doing the Manhattan, whatever that move was called. And I whiffed. Damn. Leon has given me the business. Yeah, I think I'll give Tina the victory on this one. Close enough.
Make up your mind.
Yeah, Hayabusa definitely sounds the worst in this game. Sounds way too deep-voiced, beefy American for me. I mean, I'm not saying that in any profiling sense or anything, I'm just saying. That is not the kind of voice that I imagine a ninja to have. Sounds a little bit too much like he's from the Bronx, if you know what I mean. Ah, damn it. Well, that was a sick Azuna drop, though. Whoa, nice teamwork, man. Yeah, swap out. Whoa, nice gut charge, Bass. What you gonna do now, Ryu? That is a pretty good response.
You're gonna get it!
Okay, I might need to restart this one. Or not. Not bad. I did good on that.
It's power that counts!
And sometimes just getting really lucky at button mashing. Hey, that one went by very smoothly. Didn't even have to face Tengu at the end. Yeah, I figure Dead or Alive seems a lot more fun in tag team mode, even when you don't have to deal with super cheap final bosses at the end of the single entry modes. Just so we're clear, I do like this game. It's just a little bit tricky at first, but I imagine I'll get better at it. On the whole, it's pretty fun, and I believe that is where we shall conclude for today.
Game over.
I'm Fredo Supreme, the American Dream. Holla at y'all later.